All right. Here is what a test question looks like. If I can have everybody's attention on my board, please. So I want to know what is the longest side in this picture below. What is the first thing that you are probably going to want to do here? Find the missing angles. So I am going to first do a pink triangle right here with A, D, and B. And if you need a highlighter on your test or on your assessment at any point, just ask and we can get you one. And what is that missing angle? How do I find it? Add them together, subtract from 180. What is 57 plus 62? 119 subtracted from 180 is 61 degrees. Does everybody in here agree with that? Now, I want the longest side. So I'm going to order these from biggest side to smallest side. Are y'all okay with that? Okay. What is my biggest angle in my pink triangle? 62. What is that across from? DB. What is my next biggest angle? 61. What's across from that? AD. And my smallest angle is across from AB. Is everybody in here comfortable with that? Okay. Now I am going to make a purple triangle with my other. Remember, if you have two of them, you are always going to have to split them up. So, oops. What is my missing angle here? 59 plus 61 subtracted from 180 is 60. Are we okay with that? And now let's do the same thing. Again, we want the longest side, so we're going to go biggest to smallest. What is my biggest angle in my purple triangle? 61. Across from that is DC. Then my next biggest angle, 60. Across from that, BC. And then last but not least, the smallest angle, 59. Across from that is DB. Are we okay with this? Now, if you were to just look at this picture, which one would you guess was the longest side? DBY. 62 is the largest angle, so we would guess that that's the longest side. This is exactly why we can't do that. Because, do you agree they both share DB? So I'm going to find DB in both of them. And what do you notice? It is the longest side in the pink triangle, but it is the shortest side in the purple triangle. So just looking at it is deceiving. Don't do that. Separate them. Alright, since it's the shortest side in the purple triangle, what is the longest side out of all of these? DC is my answer. Does this make sense? You cannot just look at this and be like, okay, we're done. Also, yesterday, we didn't have any, all of them yesterday were like the second longest or the second shortest, right? So it's okay that it's that far apart. That just means two things are longer than that. Okay? All right. Perfect. Test question. When is your test? Next Friday. All right? So if you can please get out the notes from today and fold them like a book. We are actually going to split today and tomorrow up. Instead of me giving you all the notes and overloading you with information and practicing tomorrow, I'm going to give you some of the information and let you practice today. Okay? Okay. The first thing we are going to go over is a mid-segment. Is everybody with me? By the way, Ms. Dang's class, if I'm going too fast, just pause the video and then you can start whenever you're ready. Mid-segments. A mid-segment is a new vocabulary word. It is a segment connecting the midpoints of two sides of a triangle. So this is a midpoint right here, and this is a midpoint right here. Put dots right there. Those are both midpoints. And when you connect two midpoints, you create a mid-segment. Mid-segments are special because a mid-segment is half of the length of the third side. So if I said this third side was 20, what is my mid-segment? Half. It's half of it. 10. What if I said the mid-segment was 8? What's the third side? 16. So you can just multiply or divide by 2 depending on which direction you're going. Your mid-segment is always going to be smaller than your base. Does that make sense? Okay? Not only is it half, so if I call this one x, what is my third side going to be? 2x. Not only is it half, but a mid-segment is also parallel to the third side. So anytime you see the word mid-segment, you can add parallel arrows to your picture. Everything that we are doing today, I'm going to have you add something to the picture. You need to be labeling your pictures. If I walk around and you ask me for help and you have nothing labeled on the pictures, I will not help you. You need to label your pictures so that way you can visually see the different things. Okay? So example 1. XY is the mid-segment, so I see mid-segment. What can I add? The arrows, the parallel arrows. To ABC, determine the length of XY. What is the length of XY if I know AC is 22? How do you get 11? Is it really that easy? Yes. Divided by 2. And you're going to get points off because what am I missing? Inches. If I give you something to label, you need to label it. All right, example 2 is a little bit more complicated. Yes. You think it's in here? Is there a computer over there anywhere? Sorry. All right, number 2. ZX is a mid-segment of ABC. Determine the length of BC. So since this is a mid-segment, what can I add? The parallel. And what do I do? How do I find anything? What do I know? BC, it's not 2 times, well, it's 2 times the ZX, so how can I set that up as an equation? You can, you're not wrong, I could divide BC by 2, however, do I want to divide 9 by 2? No, so can I do something else? What can I do, Jason? I can multiply ZX by 2 to get BC. So you really can go either way. You can either half this or multiply it by 2. Because this is not pretty, I wouldn't divide it by 2. If this was an 8, go for it. But since it's not, I'm going to go the other way. Does that make sense? And I am going to set up equation. I'm going to do 2 times 3x plus 21 equals 9x minus 6. Now, do you have to show that? I would be perfectly fine with you going straight to this. 6x plus 42 equals 9x minus 6. Does that make sense? So you don't have to show that first step, but I am for sake of notes. Solve it, please. What do you get for x? 16. Now, be careful. Did I answer my question? What is my question? BC. Please do not move on from a question on your test until you make sure you answered what it's asking. What is BC? How do I find BC? 9 times 16 minus 6. What is 9 times 16 minus 6? What is it? 138. Am I going to put a degree there? No, we're talking about length of a side. We don't have any angles. Don't put a degree or I'll count points off. Questions? Last but not least, X is the midpoint of AB and Y is the midpoint of BC. So I'm going to put points right there. Because of that, what do I know? It is a, what's the vocabulary word? It's a midsegment, and you are right, it's parallel. Add your parallel lines. If XYB is 35, what is angle C? Y'all, a lot of people today have been having trouble with this. Where is X angle XYB? Start at X, go to Y, go to B. What angle is that? It's always going to be that middle letter, but to figure out which part of Y, you have to start at X, go to Y, go to B. Does everybody see how that is XYB? That is 35 degrees. What is angle C and Y? Why is angle C also 35 degrees? Okay, they are corresponding angles. If you're looking at me like I don't know what she's talking about, look up. Do you agree I can extend these lines? And if I extend these lines, what do I have? A transversal. And if you need to, turn it sideways. Does that make it better for you? We know these lines are parallel. So what vocabulary word are these? I heard a lot of people say it. They are corresponding angles. And what do we know about corresponding angles to parallel lines? They're congruent. So what is angle C? 35 degrees. Does that make sense? We are combining last unit with this unit. Units are not going away in this class. We will keep doing that all year long. Okay. What questions do I have? All right. I want you to go to worksheet 5, please. The worksheet you picked up when you walked in? Or Miss Ding's class, the worksheet the sub is passing out right now? Everybody put your notes at the top of your desk and please pull out worksheet 5. We are now going to do numbers 1 and 2 together. So, if you have a highlighter, I would get a highlighter out. You don't have to, but I would. And again, if you need a highlighter at any point during this test, you can always ask for one. Number 1 says, find the perimeter of ABC if MU, US, and MS are all midsegments. It's telling me they are midsegments. Do you agree? Well, MU is the first one it lists. Here's MU. What does MU go with? BC. Well, what do I know about this? They are parallel. What else? BC is going to be twice the size of MU. But can I figure out what BC is? What do I know about S? It's the midpoint. So if I know that's the midpoint, what's this side going to be? 50 as well. Because these are mid-segments, that is the midpoint. And so what is BC? 100. So what's MU? 50. We technically don't need to find that, but I'm just going to do it for the sake of practice. All right, look up MS. What goes with MS? AC, they're parallel. And so what do I know? MS is 40, so what is AC? 80. Perfect. Last but not least, I have 60. AB is 60. What goes with AB? What's AB's mid-segment? US. And so if AB is 60, what is US? 30. We didn't need to find that, but again, it's good practice. Heads up, look up, write it down. What's my question asked for, though? Perimeter of what? Of ABC. That's the big triangle. Because do y'all see how there are two triangles? Really, there's more than that. But you could find the perimeter, honestly, of a bunch of different triangles. So make sure you're finding the perimeter of the right one. I want ABC. That's the whole thing. So how do I find the perimeter of the whole thing? Add the outside. What is 60 plus 80 plus 100? 240. And I don't have any units, so that's all. You're just going to label it. Do I have any questions? That is a test question. Okay? Do you write that down? Write it down. I'm giving you homework answers. Number 2 is also a little tricky. I'm giving you 5 as one of the mid-segments, and I want to find X, the base. Everybody look up. What do I know? I'm going to zoom in. Sorry if it's too much. What do I know about 5 right here? What is that the mid-segment of? The one right below it. Do y'all agree? Why are these mid-segments of each other? Or not of each other, but why is that the mid-segment for it? Because do y'all agree this dot right here is in the middle of this segment? And this point right here is in the middle of this side? So if that's 5, what is this right here? 10. Does everybody agree and understand that? Okay, look up again. Now 10. What is 10 the mid-segment of? The which one? Not the line below it. Why is it not the mid-segment of the line below it? How many is this going this way? 2. So for this right here to be the middle, how many does it need to go down? 2. So this 10 is the mid-segment of the whole thing. This third line right here, I'm going to scratch it out. It does not have a mid-segment. Why? Because it's not in the middle. How many like tick marks are there? Well, if I was doing the middle line right here, it would be 3. And nothing is half of 3 shown. So that's why you have to go all the way down. Let me say that again. Do you agree to get from here to here, we went 1, 2? So from here to here is 1, 2. That's why this is the middle. Same thing on the other side. So if that's 10, what's X? 20. You just multiply it by 2. But do you see how some people might go 5, 10, 20, and they might get 40? You have to skip that middle one. Okay? Alright. I want you to do number 3 and number 4. I'm going to come around and check your answers. Once you get 3 and 4, raise your hand. Number 4 is going to be a decimal. Once you get 3 and 4, raise your hand. I will come grade it. Number 4 is a decimal. Just give me the X. You're just giving me X, you don't have to plug back in and give me SI. I don't know what you did, but it's... Yeah, you multiply by 2. So you multiply by 2 minutes. Okay, so that equals the x's. So x plus y equals yeah, I'll leave it. I did not check everything for you, if I didn't check them, that's okay. I will come back around and check. I want to move on just so that we have enough time today. So again, if everybody can pause what you're doing, if I did not check or you did not finish, you will have time to finish in a little bit. All right, real quick, I want to talk about this one. I saw a bunch of y'all approaching this a bunch of different ways, which is great. But the most common mistake I saw is a lot of y'all did good. You said, okay, here's my mid-segment, here's this, and you did 2x plus 10. That's great. Multiply it by 2. However, a lot of you said 2x plus 10 equals 45. That's not true. What do I need to do to this to figure out the bottom? Multiply it by 2 again, because remember, this is my mid-segment to that. Remember, we don't care about this one. So if I multiply 2x plus 10 by 2, what am I going to get? 4x plus 20 equals my 45. And then you can go off. Does that make sense? If you did it a different way and you still got the right answer and I checked it, that's fine. So some people, what I saw y'all is y'all divided by 2, and then set that equal. That's fine as well. There are multiple ways to do this. Okay? All right. If your head's down, I need your head up, please. And I need you to go back to your notes. We are going to quickly fill out our notes, and then you are going to go off for the rest of the class period. So everybody look up. Look up. We are at the bottom of our notes where it says median. A median is a segment whose endpoints are a vertex, which is the top right here, this point. One endpoint is a vertex, and the median is the midpoint. So your midpoint down here. Whenever you see the word median, you should be adding tick marks to your picture. So this side is the same as this side. If this is x, what's this side? What's the whole side going to be? 2x. So for instance, example 1, AD is 22. Oh wait, real quick. Let's read. It says BD is a median of ABC. Well, when I see this word median, what am I going to add? Where am I going to add the tick marks if BD is right here? C, D, and DA. I knew what you meant. Xavier, head up. Write it down. All right, AD is 22. Let's label that. So what's DC? 22. So what's AC? 44. Is it really that easy? Yes, it's really that easy. Do you see how I labeled the picture? I need you to label the picture every time. All right, open up your notes. Last one we're going to go over today is altitude. An altitude, are y'all with me? An altitude is the perpendicular segment from a vertex to the opposite side. Whenever you see the word perpendicular, what do you think about, or what should you think about? 90-degree angle. An altitude, you will always add a 90-degree angle. So, mid-segment, you're adding parallel marks. Median, what did we add? Tick marks. Altitude, what are we adding? A 90-degree angle. So, altitude is kind of special because they look a little bit different depending on the type of triangle. Can y'all look up at me, please? For an acute triangle, it is, oh, by the way, what's another word for altitude? What is this right here of the triangle? It is a height. Your altitude is the height of your triangle. How tall is it? So for an acute angle, it's just the height like that, straight up and down inside of it. But for a right angle, your altitude is the side. And then for an obtuse triangle, your altitude is actually outside the triangle, which is kind of weird for some of y'all. So do y'all see my triangles right there, but my altitude is out here? Okay? So, this example says BD is the altitude of ABC. I'm going to highlight BD. If that's my altitude, what can I add? 90-degree angle where? Honestly, it'll be both ways. Like, you can add the 90-degree both ways. But yes, angle 1. So angle 1 is 90 degrees. Angle 2 is 40. What do I need to do? Well, hold on. What do I need to do on my picture? Please put 40. It's there. What did I tell you? Always label these pictures. And then how do I find angle 3? Add them and subtract from 180. What's my answer? 50 degrees. Don't forget your degree sign. What questions do I have? Are we okay? Is this pretty basic? Because I'm going to get a little bit complicated real quick. Just a little bit. We've done what we just did. The median and the altitude have been pretty basic, right? Okay. For altitude, this next part of the question tells you BD is 8 centimeters and AD is, how do I find AB? Say that a little bit louder. What do we call A squared plus B squared equals C squared? Pythagorean theorem. If you have a right triangle, do I have a right triangle? If you have a right triangle and you have a missing side, you're going to do Pythagorean theorem. For those of you that don't remember, it's been, yeah, I see the faces you're making right now. Like, what? No. For those of you that don't remember, a really quick rehash. Across from your 90 degrees is your C, lowercase c. Do you see how all of these are lowercase letters? Because we're not doing angles, we're doing sides. Your A and your B are the other two, and I don't care which one's which. So what do y'all want A to be? 6? Okay. And B? 8. And then we're just going to leave that C squared. What is 6 squared? 36. What is 8 squared? Am I going too fast? Now, Nico, you writing this down? Xavier, you writing this down? You're going to be real annoyed when you're at home. You can't do it. What is 36 plus 64? 100. And square rooted, and what do I get? What's the square root of 100? Although it is plus or minus 10, can you have a length of negative 10? So we'll just leave it positive 10. Uh-oh. Centimeters. Say that again? Oh, no, if you put AB, that's right. Oh, if you put C like I did, that's fine. It is AB, though. You're right. Let me write that down. Okay, for the rest of class, you have about 15 minutes. What I would like you to do is you can do up to number 12. So everybody's doing their homework. We're not laying our head down. I'm going to be walking around grading it as you go. You should have 1 through 12 done by the time you leave this room. Go. 1 through 12 done by the time you leave today. And if you don't have that done, maybe you should do some of that for homework tonight. Go. Bye, guys.